BookTube. It is the Lost Coffee Mug, and I'm back with some February stats and what's going to be happening in March. Okay, everyone. So, let's do some life updates and what's going to be happening in March. Yay? Nay? Eh? Too bad. My channel. I have carpal tunnel in both wrists because I'm not about to be uneven. We have to do it in both wrists. My right side is worse. So I will be having surgery on my right wrist March 19th. Sounds pretty like a basic, actually. I shouldn't say basic, but it sounds like a surgery that's pretty well like common. So I'm not too worried about it. And I don't know what's going on with my hair today. This is another thing. I'm growing it out. I'm seeing a new dermatologist and I'm growing it out so they can see my alopecia. It's easier when my hair is grown out. So that's March 12th. So after that, this is getting shaved off again because this is annoying me. I did not realize how much hair annoys me. I don't know how I would feel after surgery. I think, I'm pretty much almost going to be normal. But my goal is to read after surgery. Just take the time I need, relax, let my wrists heal up. I think a week after they said I'm able to go back to work, which is great. So I'm looking forward to that. With that being said, the shorts on the arcs I read, hit or miss. It is life. I'm not going to stress over about it. But if you do want to know what I'm reading for arcs or what I think about a few arcs that have came out or a few books that have came out and all that, head over to my blog and those will be up there. Now let's get to the fun part, which is February stats. February just ended yesterday. Somehow we are into March. I'm excited for March. March, I feel like, is usually the month I am like gun ho and I get a lot of reading done. So let's go over some February stats. I'm excited. I have my handy dandy iPad here. Total books read 9, which, yay! I almost got to 10. I didn't. What happened was I was trying to get my 10th book as an audiobook and I just got audiobook burned out. So that's okay. Perfectly fine. 9 is very acceptable. And even if you just read one book, perfectly acceptable. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? Nothing wrong with that at all. Pages read, 2,059 pages were read out of the 9 books. My hours listened were 42.7, and my average rating was 4.11. 3 of my highest rated books, which I, again, had a very high rated book month, obviously with a average rating of 4.11, was Heartless by Elise Silver. 5-star. Loved that book so much. Like, I actually think I might get a physical copy of it. I loved that book. Second was Accidentally in Bloom. This is actually an audiobook, and my third time with this book. I read it twice before as an ebook, loved it. And now it just got into having the audiobooks of the series release, and I loved this book. They did a perfect job. And then Sutton by Samantha Sky, 4.5, which that one I got, she released the audiobook and the ebook at the same time. So I read the ebook and then I right away listened to the audiobook, which amazing. Like, the narrators were so good. I loved it. Like, they really captured the character and sounded kind of how I had the character sounding in my head. And they just brought the story to life. I loved it. It was fantastic. Chef kiss. Amazing. My average book length was 327 pages, and the average time to finish was 7 days. Not bad. A week worth. Since I work during the week, I consider that a win. Compared to January, these are stats I love to see, which this is a stat. My stats come from Storygraph. This is actually a stat that is a plus for people who actually pay to get a little extra from Storygraph, which is only $5 a month. I can skip a latte or coffee at at a coffee shop just to pay for this. I'll make that cup of coffee at home. Compared to January, books is up 50%. So that's insane. I read 50% more than I did in January. Pages up 69%. That's insane. 69% more. My hours, 82%. Another insane amount. Like, that's insane. I killed it. To me, February killed it. Just lock it up, throw away the key because I killed February. And then you can see my pages read. I will put the graph over here of the pages read for my days. You'll see the little graph and then listen, and you can definitely tell why I had audiobook burnout towards the end of that month. All right, so fiction and nonfiction. Again, the world is what it is, and I read 100% fiction. I'm okay with that. Pages read. Obviously, we have my average, but 40% was less than 300 pages, and 60% was 300 to 499 pages. Not bad. It's kind of a 50-50. Audiobook length. So 25% was under 8 hours, and 75% was between 8 hours and we're just going to round up 16 hours. So that's kind of insane that I read a lot of longer audiobooks, but that's okay. That's great. Number of books. So let's kind of break this down into some genres here. 9 books were romance, 4 books were contemporary, and 1 book was fantasy. That's right. I started into the fantasy. It was an okay book. I mean, so I actually had one fantasy I tried. I that was a DNF and I didn't like it. But then the other one was an audiobook and it was okay. I didn't mind it. And 56% digital and 44% audio. Obviously, with this upcoming month, I will be going back into physical. So I will have physical, digital, and audio probably. So, do you want to know my DNF? If you do, great. If not, well, too bad for you. I'm going to tell you anyways. Oh well. Sucks for you. So for DNF books for February, I was kind of on a DNF roll. I did 1, 2, and 3. 3 DNFs. And I think the first DNF was one I was kind of hesitant to DNF on. I was excited to read and I kept kind of pushing off DNF, but because I wasn't DNFing, it was making me not want to read other books and not read. And that's kind of what slowed me down at first. And then halfway through the month, I was like, I'm going to DNF it. And I then was like, gun ho. You probably have already seen, maybe not, my March Mystery Madness TBR. I don't know why I said that like that, because that's like a ghost. So, and like I said earlier, this month I did digital and audio. So in March, I'm really thinking I will be doing physical, audio, and digital, obviously. I have actually a TBR put aside for my physical copies. I have my book cart over here. And so I am starting a brand new series on a coffee house mystery series by Cleo Cole. So on what grounds? Through the grounds, and I have more of these. I'm just picking out the first 2. A donut shop mystery, Glaze Model by Jessica Beck. And then I'm heading back into one I love. It's the Cupcake Bakery mystery series, and we have Strawberry Arrived and Sugar Plum Poison, which, yes, I know this is a Christmas theme one, but I don't have a lot of Christmas theme ones, and I think it'll be fine. That is pretty much what I'm planning on doing. That's the only pre-planned thing I have in March. I think I maybe have 1 or 2 arcs that I do have to read. I have been very good about not signing up for more arcs than what I need. I have been able to actually read books that I want to read, that are not arcs, that are just, I want to read, I want to try. I am reading right now Bride by Ali Hazelwood. It's my first Ali Hazelwood book. I heard great things about her. So I'm very excited to try this book, and I'm loving this book actually right now. It's a great read. I have a Lauren Blakely arc I am reading right now that I'm loving, and I think that's pretty much about it for what I have to read. But I'm excited for March. March, especially with the cozy mysteries, I feel like I really get into it and I love it. So I'm very excited for March Mystery Madness. If you haven't checked out my TBR video for that, go check that out. I will link that below or put the card up, whichever works. But I'm excited. What are you all? How did your February go? And even if you read one book, that's great. You killed it. Like reading one book is fantastic. This is not a competition at all. This is a look what I read. I'm proud of myself for what I read, and because of, I've been busy, I have life and everything else. I'm so proud of what I read. And just reading is a great escape from the real world and just immersing yourself into something else and just having your brain kind of think about something else other than life and everything else going on. So, what are your plans for March? What did you read in February? What did you like in February? And for fellow stat nerds, give me your stats. Put them in the chat in the comments. I love seeing stat videos and I love stats. So, I will talk to you all later. Please be safe out there, be kind to each other, and grab a good book. Bye.